Hey guys, welcome back to Phil Plays TCG. Today I want to talk to you about the upcoming pre-release for Set 3 Raging Roar of the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World card game that will be starting this weekend. I am super excited about this pre-release. You know, pre-releases are amazing because you get the chance to get the product a week early. It is a fun time with your friends and your group of players to just sit down, open new product, take a chance, build a deck, play it, have fun, and I love that about pre-releases. But I will preface this video with a personal thing with me here, is I just got word last night that my pre-release has been canceled. It really sucks. My pre-release was scheduled for this upcoming Saturday, August 10th, but apparently my local game store is hosting a National Warhammer tournament that is going to be taking up the entirety of the store, as well as they are renting out 2 other empty businesses in the same strip mall area to host the event. I tried to talk with with the store owner and try to get can we get one table? There's going to be 8 to 10 players. Can we please just get one table so we can play this game? And unfortunately, he was like, no. Now, the good thing is that, well, first of all, I can't blame the guy. It's a national tournament where, he's going to make a lot of money doing this. It's something he personally enjoys, so I can't be mad at him. I am just disappointed in general because I've been looking forward to this tournament. We've had it on the calendar for a while, and just only finding out now that it's not going to happen really, really sucks. The good news is that he is giving us the opportunity to buy the product at the store on that morning. He is going to let us buy the kit outright, and then we are just going to be going somewhere else to actually play the event, because I'm the TO for Dragon Ball Super around here, so I will be running it. But it still sucks. I have to call him actually today as of recording this video to find out how much product we're getting, but it does suck. I like having that traditional pre-release style, but you know what? We're going to have it at my place. We're going to have it at my buddy's place. We're going to find a new location to play the game because we're not going to let this affect us. We're still going to have fun with this game. I'm super excited. But let's talk about the things here, the basics of pre-release. I got this thing directly on the left side here from their website, so there is no miscommunication. I have it all here. Basics. Basically, the game, your pre-release event can be played between the 9th and 15th of August, with the official set releasing on the 16th. That's kind of how I take it. It's a sealed event, so you get packs to play the event, and then you also can get new promos that are going to be first available at these pre-releases, and we will go over those later in the video. But as you can see here, what is the release event? Dragon Ball Super Fusion World release events are held at the product's release timing. Only Fusion World products and promotional cards can be used in these events. This time, we want to celebrate the welcome of Dragon Ball Super Fusion World Booster Pack Raging Roar, or FBO3. Players receive an exclusive promo card related to the product for participating, and the winner gets the winner prize. Once again, we will be going over that later. Basically here, how it's working is a best of 1, so traditional style. Match times are still 20 minutes. Overtime, there's additional 3 additional turns or up to 5 minutes more. So, typically most of the games will be pretty quickly, but some of these games, depending on the cards you get out of your packs, can make the games go longer. Stores can also choose to adjust the format to better suit their gaming community. Basically means if there's a chance that there's not enough product available, they might have it be a constructed event where you still are able to get some packs, but you will just build a deck. You just use those cards in addition to your own pre-built deck to play, or you may just be able to do a full sealed style event. Some of the rules may also change depending on the store you play at, so we'll go over that as well. Basically, step 1. They did change this from the previous couple. I think it started with set 2, actually. But set 1 and Dragon Ball Masters pre-releases have been different, so I'll go over both of those. Basically, the new format is you only get 4 packs of the new set. My locals, we do 6, because that's what it originally was. It allows us to build a more consistent deck, getting 2 additional packs. We still pay, of course, for the additional packs. From what I'm aware of, they still expect you to pay the same amount that you used to pay for 6-packs for 4, which I think is ridiculous. But basically, with 4-packs, you build a deck of, well, actually, this is probably going to be in the next slide here, but your store may only do the 4 packs that Bandai has specified. Some stores, depending on if you're cool with the owner or if you run it like myself, we still choose to do the 6 packs because we just prefer the 6 packs. Next, players can choose battle cards and extra cards to make a deck of exactly 30 cards. This is, of course, if you do the 4 packs, which is 12 cards per pack, so you get about 48 cards in total to build a 30-card deck. Also, players will choose 1 leader card from the card database on the official website. In sealed format, we suggest substituting a leader with a smartphone or etc. in case you don't pull the leader you want to play. That's perfectly fine. Some places will be like, oh, you pulled no leaders or you didn't have a leader already available. You just pull up on your smartphone. That's perfectly fine. This is very interesting. For card skills that refer to a leader's card name, trait, or color, the chosen leader card will be treated as having all names, traits, and colors. So say, for example, if a card says if your leader is blue, you get this ability. Say you're playing Yellow Frieza leader, you'll still get that ability. Because essentially they want you to imagine your leader being a rainbow leader, but still have, its own special ability. So it's interesting. Also, all cards can be used as energy regardless of their color. Leader cards can be substituted. So basically, you can look at this as 2 ways. How a lot of people will see this as you can put any color energy down. Doesn't matter what your leader's color is. So say if you're playing Yellow Frieza and you play a red card in your energy, that's perfectly fine. How I took that last pre-release is that every energy is just colorless. Every energy put down is every color, and doesn't matter. Like if a card says, "Oh, you need 3 blue energy to play this," this card specific, and I have only red energy. Like we've just made every energy colorless, or just every color. So that's how I like to play it, but some stores may not. We're also going to kind of figure that out as we get to the event. But like I said, if you get 6 packs, you build a deck of 40 cards. And finally, battle with your decks. Hopefully you'll get at least 3 rounds of Swiss into this tournament. And yeah, it's really fun to play with a sealed deck. Now, of course, sealed constructed. There are times where you just pull really, really bad cards. You might be, unfortunately, someone who pulls like 4 leader packs, which means you're not going to get an SR or secret rare or anything like that, and your deck might be literal trash. But there's also a chance you pull really, really good cards and proceed to steamroll your opponent. It's kind of a hit or miss. Some people really like sealed, some people don't. I'm kind of hit or miss. It just depends on what I pull, The prizing for the event. Now you'll see 2 cards here, 2 Bardocks. The one on the left is the winner card, which you can see here with the extra gold foiling, more of a full art style card, while the one on the right is the participation Bardock. Basically, every player should be getting at least 1 of these cards. These cards typically can be used in your deck that you are building, while the winner gets the golden foil variant of it later. I actually have a golden foil Goku that I got at the first pre-release. So it's super cool. I really do like the gold foiling on these cards, and I'm super excited to win my Bardock here. Besides that, you will be given a new promo pack, which will contain 5 cards. I accidentally wrote down 6. It is 5. You get 5 new promo cards. Some stores will let you play with them at this event. So basically, ask your TO, ask the store owner if it is okay if you can open this pack up and use any of the 5 new cards in your sealed deck. For the most part, I don't think it's a problem. These new cards, we'll go over here. We have a 3-cost 25k Jiren with 5k combo power. Permanent. During your opponent's turn, this card gets 5k power. So essentially, this card is a 30k body on your opponent's turn. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. It is a Self-Awakener, which for the most part, for pre-release, you're not really trying to Self-Awaken as quickly because you want the game to go a little longer. You want your opponent to do the work. But being a 3-cost 25k body that becomes a 30k on your opponent's turn, not bad. Next we have a Sun Gohan Adolescence, a 3-cost 1 TK body with 5k combo power. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. Then place 1 card from your hand on top of his owner's deck. This is interesting. It's basically a way for you to, fix your hand, essentially. You draw 2 and then place 1, so you're always netting 1 card. So being a 3-cost 20k body that essentially draws you 1 and sets up a card for your next turn, I think is pretty solid. This wouldn't be an awful card to run in your deck. Either of them would be. Either of them would not be bad cards. Next, we have a 2-cost 20k Majin Buu with 5k combo power. When KO'd, discard 1 card from your hand, play this card from your drop in rest mode. So this essentially is a great card to just kind of keep coming back, make sure you have that constant pressure. Now, this is not a once per turn I'm looking at now. This is just whenever this card is KO'd. So in this type of format, you're not going to see a lot of cards that can bottom deck. You're mostly going to see cards that either neg down to 0 or KO. So this card could be really annoying if you can just keep up the hand size, but basically trashing a card every turn, which could be a bad card in hand. But being able to just continuously recur this card if it dies is really neat. Next, we have 4-cost 25k Piccolo with 5k combo. Permanent, if you have 8 or more energy, this card gains double strike. That's really interesting because in sealed, typically you do go the long game, so there's a very good chance you will hit 8 energy. So being able to have this card being a 25k double striker for 4 is gross. We did not like Ribrianne being a 20k double striker for 4. So having this body be a 25k double striker, ooh, real scary. I think this could actually see play in some sealed deck builds. Next, and finally, we have still early here. Trunks GT, 2-cost 15k with 50k power with 10k combo. It is a blocker, and its a permanent is during your opponent's turn. If you have an energy marker, this card gets 10,000 power. Interesting. You might want, depending on what cards you pull, this could. Like if you get a lot of really good black cards, this could be a solid card to throw in there because there's a lot of black cards that generate new energy markers. So this could be a decent card. It all depends on what you pull, but for the most part, I don't see this card seeing any play. Next, we're going to go over some of the leaders you might want to consider playing for your sealed tournament here. Right now, I have 3 of the leaders that I personally think would be great choices to play if you were to pull them. But like I said during the beginning of the video, you can play any leader you want, even if you don't pull it. As long as you have your smartphone, you can pull it up. Now, let me go over these 3 here. The first one being Goku here. I think this is a really, really cool generic leader, being able to draw 2 and then put 1 card on the top of your deck every turn. You're essentially fixing your hand, and you're just going to see more of your deck, especially since your deck is only 30 to 40 cards, depending on how many packs you're going to be able to get. This could be a really good leader solely for the fact that you can keep searching through your deck quicker and finding the cards you need. Now, its Activate Battle, we talked about in a previous video, is really only good if you have the 4-star high school card, or sorry, Orange Star High School. And if you were to pull that card in your pre-release, oh my god, I think this would even give you more reason to play this Goku or any type of powerful, sturdy body on board that you can then just tap down during your opponent's turn. I still think you really would only want to do that with a field card, which there are other field cards in this deck. There are, like in the set, there's like Babbidy's Spaceship you can grab. So if you can pull a field card with this Goku, I think this would be a solid pick for a leader to run. Next, we have the Goku GT. This card really just going to heavily depend on if you pull any like really good black cards. If you draw a lot of black cards out of your packs, this might be a leader you may want to give a shot. Give it a shot, but it is entirely dependent on what you pull. Same thing with the Jiren, honestly. If you can pull 1 of the 4-cost Jirens, hell, if you can pull 2 4-cost Jirens, don't see you pulling 2, but if you could even pull 1, you might still make the decision to play this because it does a 25k body. The problem is, though, without that card, it is going to be a very, very difficult time. But if you pull a lot of good red stuff and you pull that 4-cost SR Jiren, Maybe, but I think out of the new leaders, Goku's probably the most prime leader to play. Next, we're going to talk about some of the better leaders that we already have access to that you can run in this event. I have 3, and I have another slide right after this one. Vegeta is a very popular leader for sealed because his ability is very generic. These 6 leaders I'm going to show you are all very generic in their own way. But I love, I'll tell you why I like each one of them. Vegeta's ability, essentially draw one, but being able to become a 35k swinger late game is going to be very, very helpful, especially since you're not drawing as many cards as you typically would in a constructed event. You're not having that consistency, so you may start running out of cards late game, and having a 35k swinger is a very good option. Now, when it comes to Frieza is just generic good. If you want to protect your bodies on board, boom, this leader does it. Being able to untap 2 battle cards at the end of the turn is amazing. Being able to swing defensively with blockers or any of your bigger bodies and then restand them is always going to be a good style of play. So definitely can recommend Frieza. And of course, androids. Going from the bottom, now we're here. In regards to green in general, this was the worst green leader for a while. Now is probably the best green leader. This card, it's permanent is why it's on the list here. Being as long as you have 6 or more energy, this card gets an additional 10k power on your turn. Basically, without having to worry too much about hand size or anything like that, you're getting a 30k swinger, and that is so good in a sealed format where you just might not have a whole lot of options for bigger bodies, but having a bigger body built into your leader, same thing with Vegeta, just makes it a very, very powerful leader. And then I have 3 more leaders we want to talk about here. We have the red starter coup. I still like this leader a lot. Being able to, during battle once per turn, on your turn or your opponent's turn, being able to buff up one of your battle cards by 5k. Just a free 5k combo is really interesting. You could save a card in any given situation, but it's probably the least, I want to say it's down there with the least playable of these 6 leaders. Next, we have Trunks. I like Trunks solely because of his ability to bounce 3-cost cards back to your hand. Now, this can, of course, you can bounce your opponent's cards back to their hand. A lot of players may start running skillless cards, which, the 2 to 3 cost skillless cards, which can run 20 to 25k combo. Being able to bounce them back to your opponent's hand every turn, so that way they have to waste energy replaying them, could be really, really annoying. And some of your cards may have really good on-play abilities. This card will allow you to abuse those. So I do like Trunks, but I can understand he's not as good as the previous 3. And then Beerus over here. Being able to have built-in board removal is so good, and we've seen Beerus still hold his own in the current meta, for constructed, even after Kefla's limit and Topku's nerf. Beerus is just incredibly powerful. Giving something minus 10k per turn gets rid of blockers that jump blockers your opponent might be playing. It helps you take out their bigger bodies late game as well. It's just a very, very good leader, and it's got a lot of awesome play lines with it. Now, some of the things I forgot to make a slide for, and I do apologize about that, is super combos. You're not going to be guaranteed a full playset of super combos, so if you see any super combo, you need to throw that in the deck. And I'm fairly positive that the super combo rule is a little bit more shaky in this one, that you can actually put more than 4 super combos if you happen to pull more than 4. Typically, you're only going to pull 1 per pack, so I doubt you're going to pull that, but still, if you get all the super combos, you can. Blockers, depending on what other leaders you see in your meta or at that local event, you may not want to run blockers because they're kind of useless still. But sealed is probably the best time to run blockers too, which is weird. Skillless cards are going to play a big role in any type of sealed event because they're just big bodies. They can be played for cheap. Plus, they always have a good 10k combo stat line. There's a lot of things you need to look at, but it's really going to depend on your leader and the cards you pull. So have a list of leaders you're looking at playing, and then once you get your packs, open them up. You get about 30 minutes to prepare a deck. Really look at the stuff you pull and then figure out what leader is going to work best with the cards you pulled. Like I said, if I can pull at least 1 field card, I really think I'm going to play Goku. It just looks like a fun leader. specifically in sealed. If not, one of these three might be my next choice. Hell, Beerus might even be a really good choice. Plus, it does have crit on the front, so crit leaders are really strong in sealed as well. It's just, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of things to think about. So, you know, keep in mind this week as we run up to pre-release weekend or the start of the pre-release weekend. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for pre-release? What leader are you planning on playing? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 2,000 subs, and we were so close to 1,900. We're just about 8 subs away, I think, at the time of recording this video. So if you haven't already, you do like the Fusion World content we make here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. And until the next video, guys, take care.